Hello, how is everyone? It's just started working. The little counter was saying that there was no one here, but I can see you guys in the chat. So I knew there was some people here at least. But I hope you guys are all doing well and Happy New Year. My um New Year's was quiet and Miss G Miss G is in bed already. She has retired while I said I was going live. And what else? Yeah, I haven't actually been live since Christmas, so I hope everyone had a really good Christmas and holiday, Hanukkah season, December in general, and yeah, I hope everyone's doing good. But it's pretty windy on the Isle of Man and cold, but and overrun with COVID. Basically, there's only about like 80,000 people who live here, and I think the numbers today was like 2 or 3,000 with COVID, but that's like a lot for our population, obviously, and that's people reporting. So who knows, if people are actually reporting. Yeah, I am COVID free now, Brenda. Fucking like honestly, I couldn't believe it because I so on my birthday was on the Monday, the 20th, and the Sunday, the 19th, I put that picture up, of like my best friends and I like cheersing. So my best friend, they're my best friends of like my entire life, basically. And they were doing like a nice, cute thing for my birthday. But my friend Katie, who she's been on the channel before, I think really like um, OG subscribers will remember her because I think it's like been over a year since she's been on the channel. So and Claire, who's been on the channel too, we were all there and Katie had been away at like her company Christmas party in England. So we'd all done tests that day, the LFTs, and we were all negative. And then Monday, I had like lunch and stuff with my dad for my birthday and like my brother and some friends. And I was doing tests every single day because I was around people. And then Tuesday, I went to see Spider-Man with my brother, and I'd done tests I thought was negative. I had brought this water bottle, and I had like taken a sip out of it, and then my brother had drank the rest of the water. So Tuesday morning, Katie had told me that she tested positive. So I was like, oh. So like I wore a mask in the cinema, I was still negative, and then Tuesday at 4 o'clock, after I came back from the cinema, I did a test and it was negative. And I was like, oh, I think I'm okay. But I had like a really sore throat. And then my friend Claire texted me at 9 o'clock that night saying she was positive. So I did another test in that little window and I was positive. So I was like, fuck. And then my sister and my nephews were supposed to come over and they couldn't come over. And it just, oh my God, it was an absolute nightmare. And obviously my brother got it then too. But no one else did, only because I mean my brother drank my drink, so I think that. But anywhere, everything else, like I wear a mask all the time, so and that's the reason I wear the mask. I don't give a shit about me like getting it because it didn't really affect me that much, but I just feel so bad if I ever gave it to anyone. So um mostly really like on Wednesday when I woke up I had a really bad headache and I had like a bit of a fever, but I just took paracetamol or acetaminophen that day, and my throat, I couldn't speak, I lost my voice, and then the rest of the time I was just tired, really. But no, fine now, back to and I had no taste and smell. No taste and smell. So it was kind of like crap too because Christmas was ruined, but I couldn't even like, at Christmas it's like, oh, I want to eat some shit, but I couldn't really well, it was a waste. I was like, I'm not gonna waste calories, eating something that tastes like cardboard. So yeah, exactly, Catherine. Yeah. But the thing, because I was actually going, because they're doing walk-in clinics here, and I was planning on going and getting my booster on Christmas Eve, but obviously I don't think I can get it for 28 days since I've finished. So I'll get my booster in January. Um, I keep making like a weird noise, but I didn't have a cough or anything. So anyway, boring talking about COVID. We're all sick to death of hearing about fucking COVID. So I yeah, I think most people lose their smell and taste seems to be pretty. I know. I obviously like it's gonna be really bad over the winter. Just hopefully people just keep getting themselves, like sorted, and we can get out of this mess. Um, but on to our favorite people, favorite shows. I can't remember when I last. I think was it my birthday when I last went live. Um, and I think the last thing that I like, the last update or whatever, was when I had spoken to Marja, and I have it in the corner because I've moved my desk around a little bit because um I got this like Wi-Fi booster thing. I had another one, but I've got this one where it like plugs into the power thing, and my router is like, I'm on the second floor and the router is like right underneath us. So I moved like my desk around a little bit, and I do still have in the corner the like framed the DM from Marsha that I framed. Anyone who hasn't seen the video I put it in, I put it right at the end of one of my videos. So unless you watch to the very end, you wouldn't have seen it. But basically, I think I showed it on the live too. Marja and I were just like having like a little like, have a good Christmas, have a good New Year chat. This was just before my birthday. So this is like around the 18th, I think, of December, maybe a little bit before that. And she sent me a message that said, if we get season 3, it'll be because of you. Happy 2022. So that basically like made my life, and I put it in like a frame. So I have it in the corner. I'm gonna I don't know, I'll hang it on the wall somewhere in here. But that day that she sent me that message was like literally within the same hour she sent me that, she put that picture up of her and her wife and Jack and Leo, and they were all doing like the thumbs up. So some people were asking me also about what obviously what's going on with season 3. People ask me that every day, but then also about Yellowjackets and how come Yellowjackets, they announced it so quickly, like they're not even finished their first season. So the deal with Yellowjackets is that, I mean, it's a really good show. You should watch it. I am going to talk about that tonight too, because I am so into Yellowjackets. Like that's what I did when I had COVID. Just watched Yellowjackets, and I'm gonna start doing videos on it tomorrow. I already have lots of theories, and Dexter as well. Obviously, I've been doing videos about that, But Yellowjackets, so I can't remember when I said this, but I think it was around the time that I interviewed Marsha, and basically, I didn't know this until this year, but Showtime and Marja told me that, so when they originally got like the green light for Gen Q, it's not like a normal TV show, especially with Showtime. So normally they'll make the pilot during pilot season, and some shows, like, they never even get to make any other episodes because they don't go forward with the pilot. But with Gen Q, because it's a reboot, they went straight to series. And whenever they did the straight to series order, even though they said to us, like, oh, it's a season, really their deal was for 2 seasons straight away, but it just wasn't public knowledge. That's why they were, whenever they announced that season two was, it was renewed for season two, when Laurel came, they were able to announce it then at that great time when they had all this, huge publicity from her coming back, because it was already in the bag. It was already, organized way in the beginning. And it's the same thing with Yellowjackets. Like, going in, they already knew that there was going to be a second season. I think I read somewhere that the Yellowjackets, they have like a 5-year plan, and they'll have to go through, after second season, I'm sure it'll be a similar thing going through, whether they're gonna renew and stuff like that. But it's been I can't see that changing much, because it's been really successful already. They've already got like awards buzz and stuff. So I'm sure next year too, it might be a bit of a different situation, like, globally. So um, thank you so much, Amy, for the super sticker. Oh, you're the best. Thank you. And the reason that, as well, that, I mean, everybody always says, like, why is this happening? Why are we not finding out? And I mean, I have asked Showtime tons of times. I've asked people, like, behind the scenes, people, that are associated with the show in other ways. And everybody just says, like, COVID, COVID, COVID. It's changed how they do things at the network. And the person that I talked to the most at Showtime, I spoke to them just before Christmas, because they were like going, like, the Showtime offices are pretty much like, they all have holidays at Christmas. And they told me that they use the word soon, but, like, what is soon? So I'm really hoping, like, I'm really, really hoping that I don't think that we'll get to the end of January and not have heard. I think that we'll hear this month. Um, that's what I'm hoping for anyway. But for anyone who doesn't always come to my lives, or doesn't watch all the, because I know over December too, like, there's a lot of videos, and I can't really remember, like, I remember I said something in a video, but I don't remember, like, which one. So sorry if people miss bits or what, but I try and, like, clear as much as I can up in the live, because obviously you guys are here, and we're able to, like, have a conversation. So I just think January we're gonna hear, but also, as I've said, like, I think for about 2 months now, I'm confident about the show. I'm still not wavering. I still think there's going to be a third season. I think they've probably made the decision by now, and they're waiting to announce, because I think Yellowjackets, they, like I said, that was already sorted, but also they'll have wanted to get that out before January, because you'll notice they'll start doing all those little for your consideration for the awards. and they, will want to get that because Yellowjackets is in with a good chance of at least getting some writing and acting, I think, nominations this year. But if you're not watching that show, honestly, it's really good. And there's, I mean, technically, there's two lesbian couples in it, so definitely check it out. It's really well written, and the thing that I really like the most about it too is, like the L Word, it's pretty much like all female cast, and certainly like all the leads nearly are female too, and there's really great actresses in it, and it's really good. Um, is your last chat with Marja on your podcast? Emily, my bestie Emily's here. She's the best. She's the best. No, the interview with Marja is on my channel. It's if you just click on my channel, it's the one that's like on the page that plays automatically. Bailey's. Oh, Bailey's in your coffee. Oh Lord. Yeah, and the last two episodes of Dexter too. So, I don't know what to do tomorrow because Dexter and Yellow Jackets like both come out at, I mean, it's like midnight Eastern time, but 5 a.m. here tonight. But I don't know which one to do first because there's Yellowjackets, like obviously is the first season. There's not a ton of people covering it, so I might do that first. But I'm not gonna do like the same way that I do the L Word. I'm probably gonna take the Dexter track of like talking about theories more because I just always find like reviews like you've seen the episode too, like you don't really like it's not necessary for me to tell you what happened in the episode when we've both watched it. I prefer to talk about like the theories and like, you know, things that are going on because like I said, Yellow Jackets, the writing is so good that there's so much foreshadowing and like symbolism and things like that. It's a really good show to kind of get into like deeply like that. So again, I cannot say enough. Check it out. But Dexter New Blood has also been really, really good. I I'm looking forward to the last two episodes. And apparently I just looked on IMDb and the episode that comes out tonight is 58 minutes, which is nice and long. So that's good. And what else? I'm trying to think. I did that video yesterday, I think it was, about the all the projects that people have coming up in 2022. If you haven't checked that video out yet, it's like all the cast of the L Word, what they're doing in 2022. Yeah, definitely. What will we watch this winter? Yeah, because that's the thing. Like Dexter only has 2 weeks left. Yellow Jackets only has 3 weeks left, and I don't really watch any other. I mean, Showtime, like I don't watch any other shows on there except those. Um, but yeah, I Grey's Anatomy and Station 19 aren't back until February, I think, or maybe the last week in January. It's a while anyway. Like they're not back any. Maybe actually, not. Let me look it up. Where it is. Because now we have Maya and Karina and Kai and Amelia. Oh my god, it's not back until February 24th. I knew it was ages. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, what are we gonna watch? Suggestions from the crowd, please, because like winter as well is just the fucking worst. Like when it's so horrible outside, and you're just like, okay, I need to watch some shows. 911 Lone Star. I haven't seen that before. Is that what Vanessa Williams is in? She's in a 911 show, isn't she? Yeah, with Gray, I mean, Grace always has a break over Christmas. Usually they go on break at the end of November and then they come back in January. But I know this year it's a weird one because we were like right behind because normally they'll like bank a few episodes and then they're filming like, 3 or 4 episodes ahead of us watching it. But when they were doing the Thanksgiving and Christmas episodes, we were like right behind them. Like they only finished filming those episodes a few weeks before we saw them. So they need to buy themselves more time to like get ahead of us, if that makes sense. I'm trying to talk let me know what you guys think. I'm trying to talk Chris and Jess into doing I was set because I know they won't. They don't want to do the original L word, but I was thinking maybe if we did like, even if we started with Gen Q season one, and then I don't know, maybe we could do Gen Q season one, and then we could do some like other gay stuff, just find gay things to watch, because I don't know. There's not tons of stuff on TV, but there's always bits coming out, you know. Um, I think because I mean, like there was that Tampa Bay's, and then I was gonna ask, like I don't know whether anyone knows this, but I did one video in the advent calendar on just like that, and I cannot. I got like halfway through the second episode, or no, the third episode, and I just, oh my gosh, it's a real tough one to get through. I think they're just too trying too much to like tick all the boxes, and it's just Succession, yes, that it just finished too. Everything's fucking finishing. I'm so sick of like the shows come back, and because all the shows now are like 10 episodes, literally. The L Word, Succession, Dexter, Yellowjackets, everything is 10 episodes. And if you haven't watched Succession, that's one of the best shows on TV. So good. Definitely need to watch it. Rosanna said, weren't you having another surprise guest on Drinks, Ash? Yes, we do have someone that said yes, but we're just trying to line them up because they are working on other projects at the moment. And basically, it's just a nightmare because there's me in the UK, Chris in Australia, and Jess in Central Time, and then the person is in LA. So it's just, and because what they're doing at the moment isn't like normal 9 to 5 hours. So we do have someone that said yes, but we're just trying to sort it out. I think now that the holidays are over, it'll be a little bit easier, but we will have an episode soon-ish. Oh, Killing Eve, yeah. I watched Killing Eve, I think the first 2 seasons. No, I think the first season and like half the second season. Evelyn covers Killing Eve, but she was telling me that they've been going. I can't remember who owns it in the US, but literally I think Evelyn's done Killing Eve like since it started, or maybe since the second season. And like over the past, she's told me this the start of December. So like over the past couple of weeks, they've basically been going in and retroactively like flagging her videos for copyright. And I mean, Evelyn and I know the rules. Like it's like with the L word, like you only show anything over 30 seconds, like you will the automatic copyright system will flag you. But with certain networks like Showtime, that literally anything over 10 seconds, they will have someone manually go in and flag you. So I don't know, say one of you guys started a channel right now, and because you aren't like in the algorithm and it's not like Showtime doesn't know that you'd be covering the L word, you could get away for a couple of weeks of posting like clips that have 20 or 25, 29 seconds. And that's like fair use, that's legal, and the system recognizes that. So when you post the video, YouTube system will let you. But what happens with like Evelyn and me and some other people like Amanda, who she's like a person who is in our lesbian sphere, and I know she was covering some episodes of Gen Q too. So there's quite a few people covering the L word now, which is great. And they literally have someone in CBS that goes through and will manually flag it. So after a little while, like in season 1, I started getting flagged. So they know, okay, this person makes L word YouTube videos, and they like watch you basically. And so sometimes I would put even videos up that, I mean, I'm using 10 seconds, like it's textbook fair use, and they'll flag it, and they just flag everything. But I fight them, and I will always, like, you can basically get into not a fight, but like you get into a back and forth with them, because if they claim you, that means that they control everything on that video, like revenue wise. So they can just put a ton of ads on your video, even like you have no control. So they could come into a 5 minute long video and put 10 ads on it, and you can't control it. So I always fight them on it. And normally, like, you have to fill out this form and basically explain but why what you're doing is fair use. And normally if I go against them, then they immediately are like, whoa, okay, we understand it is fair use. So you just have to like fight back at them a little bit. But yeah, it's because YouTube won't get involved. They're very much like hands off. It's so complicated, and so, I mean, there's the stuff that's going on now um with fair use. It's honestly like whenever there's a fair use case, everyone who is for like people being able to speak and like get their opinions out and stuff like that, you should always want fair use protected, because these companies just throw so much money at lawyers that they can get people shut down. And there's so many things happening now with people being silenced and not being able to get stuff out about people who are doing awful things. And it's really frustrating, and it's really frustrating as an LGBTQ content creator, because they constantly try and basically shut down. Like anytime I go live, like I guarantee you right now it's already happened. The second I go live, and if I even say lesbian, LGBTQ, stuff like that, they flag my live stream. So obviously, like I've talked about it before, where they won't let you monetize it, which fine, I don't care. But whenever they limit it like that, it doesn't get suggested in the algorithm because they want to make everything so like kid friendly that they basically just like won't suggest your videos and things because they see LGBTQ stuff as like, so taboo, and it's really frustrating because anytime you try and talk about any shows LGBTQ or you're an LGBTQ person talking about it, it's just they're a nightmare. Like they treat you like they don't want you on the platform because it's all about appealing to, I don't even want to say Disney, but like, all that um kids toys reviews and all and everything like that, and the whole cis straight white heterosexual ugh, all that crap basically. The people with clips from the shows that run into minutes, honestly, like Evelyn and I talk about this all the time. I have no fucking idea because what I basically a lot of them I think are just because they're not a person, like an actual they're just putting clips up. Their channels probably aren't monetized. So whenever you're not monetized, you get not away, but like the rules aren't as strict basically. And there's I mean, you could basically, I think a lot of those people too, whereas I know there's some that really like, you know, treat their channel really well and they follow the rules and all that. But there's some people who like right now, I could upload the whole season of the L Word right now. And it probably, I mean, if you're clipping it enough and the system doesn't flag it, then it would stay up for maybe a few hours and you could do it, but then you'd be struck and then your channel would be deleted and all this thing. So you can get away with it, but if you've got a decent amount of subscribers, they'll start to know, and it's a really complicated thing. But honestly, Evelyn and I talk about it all the time because there's some people that are real people and they like these people that do reactions and stuff, like I think it's when you're either really small, they don't notice, and when you're really big, they you're untouchable then. It's like the people in the middle that are always screwed, like, in life. Oh, yeah, 'cause I talked to Savage before, I think she sent me a message, yeah, yesterday saying Happy New Year, so maybe she's busy. Ellie said, "Can't you get Showtime to send your stuff with permission?" Sorry, sorry, I had to shut myself down then. So when that first started happening, when they flagged my videos, I I emailed all the people I speak to at Showtime, and then they were like, it's not Showtime who do it. It's because Showtime's owned by CBS, who own like so much stuff. So the finding the person who controls the YouTube channel was like a nightmare. So it was faster for me to find it myself. And the second that I did, they were like, "Oh, okay, okay," and they released it. But it's just really annoying. Um, Oh, sorry, my throat was making a weird noise then. So yeah, it's a really annoying, stupid thing, and like anything, I just feel that LGBTQ people gets screwed with any sort of, social media. They're always constantly like there's literally like a box that I have to tick every single time I upload a video because it basically says, oh, if you're talking about like LGBTQ kissing and like holding hands and stuff like that, it's ridiculous. But yeah, but yeah, that's why it's nice to have Evelyn because we talk about stuff like this, and then also Alex Shillington, we chat sometimes about like data and stuff like that. It's really interesting, like speaking to other people because it's not really like I don't know anyone else who does this, so it is like a weird little you know, club. I think it's fun, but I am going to be releasing my first video on my second channel, and my second channel is going to be like more mainstream, like commentary stuff, and that actually all this the whole reason that did the second channel is because I know that if I release mainstream stuff now that it won't get suggested the same way because my channel, like my algorithm is already like tagged as like gay. So my other channel, the link always in the description box, I put the links for everything, but my first video is going to be there is an L word relation, but I'm also working on a video about the whole Theranos trial, with Elizabeth Holmes. I absolutely am fascinated by that case, and I've followed it for like before she even got found out. Whenever everybody was like thinking she was the best thing in the world, I worked in a lab and I was like how are people believing this? So I've been so interested in like and now the jury are deliberating and it's crazy. I do have a video on the channel now that's like before she went to trial. If you don't know anything about it, it's really interesting. And then that's going to be my second video because hopefully by then the results of the trial will be out. But my first video is like a big in-depth look at WeWork, who is run by this guy Adam Newman, and he is married to Kate Manning's cousin, and crazy shit, crazy people, like all with and they're related to Gwyneth Paltrow too with the whole. It reminds me of like a bigger goop thing. Oh, thanks, Christina. I'm glad you're subscribed. That's great. Yes, Beth. Shocking information for 2022. I am a homosexual. So I know I kept it really, really close to my chest. I know everyone is very shocked. This is a gay channel. I've duped you all this time. Miss G, we have to be really quiet because Miss G doesn't know. Emily will tell you. Emily is Miss G's auntie, and when I lived in New Jersey, Emily and I lived like literally next door to each other, and worked together, and are besties. And she would always mind Miss G for me when I would go away, and Miss G is she doesn't like men. She also is gay. Oh, Tammy, hey! Tammy's been on holiday. Tammy went to Tampa and I recommended somewhere for her to go to dinner and I was like, oh, it's by my old house and she took a picture of my old house and sent it to me. But I know I was so jealous that you were in Tampa over Christmas. Emily and I went to Tampa too. Well, before the panorama. Oh, now I'm getting gay confessions on here from all these homosexuals that have snuck in here. Oh, hey, Lynn. I've just been rumbled, Lynn. They've just all found out that I'm gay, and I was trying to keep it a secret, but found out. Miss G too. I know. Not raising her right. Oh. Miss G. I think I told you guys this. I can't remember. I can't remember. But sometimes in my head I'm like, oh, I have to tell them this, and then I forget, or like I forget to put it in a video. And so Miss G has an Instagram now, if you want to follow her. And one, it was just before Christmas. Like where Miss G's food is like the door to like my out my back. It's like a really small little back. And there was this beautiful, beautiful black and white cat out there. It was like really long haired. And Emily has two beautiful long haired cats, but this is a black and white one. And it would look like a little bit like, and I opened the door and I was like, "Oh, you're so cute," and I was petting it, and I took a picture of it just because it was cute, and it was really early. It was like 6 in the morning that it was out there, and I'd heard it when I was in bed meowing, but I thought it was a neighborhood cat, but when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, it was you." And then when I was like in and out uh, that morning, just like around the house and stuff, I kept seeing it. I was like, oh, this is so weird. And I took the rubbish out later and it was there. And then I didn't see it again. And I was like, oh, it's gone home. And then literally, I went to bed at like 10, 11 o'clock at night and I could hear meowing. And I was like, oh, it's not that cat again, is it? And so I went out and I was like, oh, I feel bad for it because it had obviously been at my house from like 6 a.m. to 10:30. Like, that's not normal. It was really cute and friendly. It was obviously cared for. Like, it had really long hair. It was like brushed and stuff. And so I went out and I was just petting it and it was like really, really friendly, like climbing all over me and like meowing. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna check because, and I took a picture of it and I like the Isle of Man, because it's so small, or we have all these groups, that are like service and pets and stuff. And I'm not telling you a lie. Literally, I posted it at 10:34 saying, "Hi, like, this cat's been at my house all day. It's not bothering me, but I just want to make sure it's not lost." And within 4 minutes, 4 minutes, its mum was in my back garden. Literally, they were like, boom, this cat is ours. And someone immediately was like, oh, that cat's lost. It's from this other group. And then the mom was like texting me and she's like, we live around the corner, we're on the way. And I went out and I like bolted out of bed and like ran downstairs because I was like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't leave. And I went outside with all these treats. I was like there with it. And then when I opened the back garden to let the people in, the cat like ran behind me as if it wanted to stay with me. But yeah, it went home. And that's the Isle of Man in a nutshell. Literally 3 minutes. Someone can be in your back garden. Oh yeah, glad you had a good trip, Tammy, because um I need a holiday. I need to go. I need to do is they need to renew the L word, and then I need to go to California. When Marja sent me that message that I was telling you guys about before, I did when I replied, I was like, oh, so if you do get season three because of that, that means that I definitely have to come to the set next year, right? So that's the hopes and dreams for 2022. That's why we need a renewal. Can you imagine if well, Chris and Jess and I said that no matter what, we we would go to California and go to the real Danas and do like like a little fun episode there, and then maybe go, like, if we went right when they were going to do filming or something, like, we could do like a going to certain locations that, what we could find out, where they're going and stuff. That's, I mean, I think I said this in my video the other day, but I think that they would probably go back to writing in March, and then that way they'll probably go back like May, probably mid-May, to do like all the setting up cameras and wardrobe and everything like that, and then they'd go back to actual, like, first week of filming, probably the end of May. Oh my god, can you imagine live from that hotel? It just be me, like, but yeah, that would be totally, totally the dream. Whenever I was, well, because obviously this year it was still like the pandemic is really bad, but when I was talking to like the people that I talked to at Showtime, they were really like, oh, we next season, like, we need to get you. They were like, we want to get you out for the watch parties at Henrietta Hudson's and like the ones in California and stuff. So I was like, yes, I will absolutely be. Oh, no worries, Tammy. I'm always so intrigued by how many people watch YouTube on their TVs, because there's loads of people who tell me they do, and I get, like, sometimes in my mind, I like justify, if a video doesn't have like a lot of interaction, like, I always check to see the devices and stuff, because I guess I just always forget about the TV. And obviously, like, if you're watching it on TV, like, it's a lot more steps to comment and to like. So then the interactions are obviously not going to be as high, but there is like a really, really high number of people that watch on TV. I was really surprised when I started looking at that data. Um, maybe it's just like, oh, because sometimes I think, oh, I like when I talk to Evelyn or Alex, like, our data is all pretty similar. And I always wonder how different it looks to, like, more mainstream, or like even just like heterosexual. channels or something, like, is there stuff that's so different about us because, like, we're all, well, a lot of us, well, not my channel's like 90, I think 92% female. I know this sounds so weird, but whenever whenever I post my Dexter videos and I see, like, I'm looking at the comments and I see like a man's name, I always am like, what's this man doing here? But it's just like, obviously there's different people for Dexter, obviously, but it's just funny. Oh no, it's Katie. Thanks for coming. Kinky, it must be so late for you. It's Isn't it like 10 to 4? Late, late, late. Yeah, I guess with I know when I watch on my TV downstairs, if you like open the app on your laptop or your phone, it like knows that you're watching it on the TV, so it'll like give you the video to comment on. But if you're sitting watching stuff, then you're not going to. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say before. I'm not mute. It's weird. The microphone is like flashing as if it's muted. Does my mic sound normal or does it sound bad? Because I feel like that maybe. Let me check that the actual. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that nightmare there. I was saying that I got the chat's delayed a little bit, you see. So, um, the this mic is new, and whenever I record, I connect it to like um, the mic connects to like the thing that I use to record the audio separate, and then I have to sync up the audio with the camera. But the whenever I connect it to the computer, it hadn't like picked up that it was connected, so it was just using the regular like iMac mic. But now it should be better. So sorry about that. It was, I'm sure it sounded kind of echoey, but this mic, I got it just before Christmas, but I think it's better because it's easier just to have it on this, like it's like a little stand on it than the one that I had before because it was just always like awkward the way that it has that arm. I still have it here, but this one is like a fancier one too. So hopefully it's good. What was I gonna say? So is who put a one in the chat if you've watched Yellow Jackets, because I'm interested to see how many people are. It's a really good show, I think, for like theories and stuff like that, because my hair is like constantly falling out. Oh yeah, Miss G was in here with a little tiny paw. Oh yeah, what can I? Oh, I'll just do a poll for the other jackets. Savage, there you are. We were all wondering where you were. Okay. Oh Lord, thanks, Jenny. I'm gonna lose my hair from COVID. I think my hair is really, really thick, like really thick. So it always is coming out. Chica, there's seven episodes, but 8 comes out tonight. Melody, thank you so much for the super chat, and happy new year to you too. We're gonna have a great 2022. I can feel it. I can feel it. And things are gonna go even better for the channel. I'm gonna be really bold and say that, because last year I was like, oh, I want to hit 5,000 subscribers, and we did that by like June. So I really want to hit 20,000. That's a lot. That's a lot. But we gotta have big goals here. Yeah, Rosanna, that's the thing, because I've been telling people here to watch it, but it's only on Showtime. But then I was talking to Tammy about it yesterday, and she said that it's on Sky where she lives. So I think other places are getting it now. But if you want to get Showtime, or I also recommend Stan, the Australian one, because they get shows. Some actually Dexter, I think they get it a day like a few hours earlier, because all the other shows like the L Word, everything, it drops in Australia at the same time as the US, and the Stan account in Australia, it's cheaper than any of the US, UK, Europe subscriptions, and you can use my ExpressVPN code, and you get like a couple of free months if you use it, and you can use it for the US or for Australia or for anywhere. But if you want to use the code, I'll put the link in the chat, because you get 3 months with it as well. It's what I use ExpressVPN for for my subscription to Showtime. Oh yeah, Chica, I'm gonna do 2022. So let me see. Okay, I'm gonna uh close the poll and do another one. So if anyone hasn't voted yet, final moments. So about a quarter of people have. What will Why won't this let me? Um Oh, I was gonna say also, I'm thinking about for my lives going forward, because I know at least. Oh, thanks, Christine. I didn't realize it was a. The link. Anytime I talk about any links, I always put them in the description box as well. If and the ones in the box you'll be able to click on. Oh, stuck in the wires. Um. Oh, bye, Rosanna. Happy 2022. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so for my lives going forward, I was thinking about the fact that like probably for the next month at least we won't really have any Gen Q news. Hi Vicky, happy new year. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, back to normal. Thankfully. I hope you had a good new year. And so what I was thinking for maybe January at least would be that um maybe when I'm doing my lives that we could maybe do some, I don't know, watch some like videos or something. Even, I don't know, I saw someone doing live streams the other day, and they were watching, like, I think they were watching rich celebrity house tours, and there was one with Cara Duvernay. Don't know how to say her last name. And she, because she's gay, and her house was like, I don't know, like it was, it was like something out of like a drug haze. The She had like this room that was like a vagina, and it was so weird. Let me see if I can find it, and I'll show you. Um, it was she had like a ball pit. It was so weird. But I was just thinking like, oh, it'd be cool to do to maybe do some stuff like that. So if there's ever any like funny video, maybe funny ones would be good. You should feel free to send them to me. Let me see. I'll show you now. Go to it's because this live was set up. I set up this live before the ExpressVPN thing. If you go to any of my recent videos, the link will be in there too. Okay, let me find the bit.
Gucci wallpaper is also one day be used when I am able to get my family here
Oh
for
yeah,
Christmas.
here it is.
Up one day and asked for this,
Her dog is
and he
cute.
genuinely made this happen. So this is my vagina tunnel. Shall I go through? I'm gonna go through.
Oh, what the
And
fuck?
then you're inside. You want to come in, Alfie? Come on, baby. I come in here to think. I come in here to create. I feel inspired in the vagina tunnel. So I'm going to show you where this lovely labia leads. See you there. Oh God, Leah, watch out.
Like, this is when people have too much money. Far too much money. She really has cute dogs though. There was another bit that I was like, what the fuck? Let me see. Oh yeah, here.
Feeling a certain way that everyone needs to come up and just like get out of their heads and just have a laugh. This is the kind of like David Lynch inspired poker room.
Oh, Shane would like that.
This is where I take people's money and put it into the house. I'm pretty good at poker. My poker game of choice is Texas Hold'em.
She looks like the Mad Hatter.
I got taught recently by my godmother, Joan Collins, some other poker styles, which I'd never heard of, like baseball. I haven't played before until I played with her, but she's very good at poker, so that's kind of funny. I did not know this, but I feel like if you can, everyone needs to have a ball pit in a near vicinity. It doesn't matter what age you are. The meaning I have from this house.
Could you imagine this being your house?
You know, always kind of maintain.
What she said there about Joan Collins being her godmother. People are always like, oh, it's always so surprising how many celebrities are related to so and so, and you know I've been doing that that show, The Sex Life of College Girls, and Timothy Chalamet's sister is in it, and people are always so surprised, and it's like, that's the like nepotism is just like makes the world go round. It's what all these people are just constantly giving each other hands up. Like it's like with so many kids of celebrities are now being celebrities or actors themselves, because their parents have already, not only have they had like the best education, like never had to work, they have these like super super privileged lives, but they're in the club already, like they're in the celebrities family. So that's why it's so hard for regular people to to make it in that world, because they don't have the same connection as someone who's like godmother is Joan Collins. Like, come on. And it's just, I don't know, like people are always like, oh, I'm self-made, even though my dad is Tom Hanks. And it's like, you are not. Like, you need to acknowledge the insane amount of privilege that you have, and the fact that no matter if you think that you've, you know, done the work or whatever, like, you haven't, because doors have been opened for you your entire life, but you're so privileged that you don't even realize that. Oh, hey, Robin. Yeah, that was probably a weird moment to walk into the live. Yeah, that's the thing, and all these people, they just have so much money and no sense, because it's honestly, like, because they've always had money, like like I went to school with so many people like this, that they don't even realize how privileged they are, because if you've always grown up with money, and you've never even had to work, or never even had to think about, oh, how am I going to pay for college or university? Like, people think, because, oh, I whenever I got out of college, like, I got a job that my parents didn't help me get. But it's like, yeah, but you had such an advantage over all the other people, that you had your education paid for. You didn't have to work while you were getting that education. Like, that's a huge, huge thing that, oh my God, like, if when I was in university, if I didn't have to work, oh my gosh. Um it's just insane that people don't realize just how privileged they are. Kinky, thank you so much for the super chat. 2022 is going to be our year. It's going to be the year of the lesbians. Lesbians and friends of lesbians. Yeah, that's exactly right, Robin. Because, and that's the other thing. There are so many talented people in the world, and it's like you cannot. It's not about talent anymore. It's about connection, and there's so many also this way. There's so many people now that I saw. It's one of the YouTubers I watch. I can't remember who it was. I think maybe it was like Drew Gooden or someone like that said this the other day, and I was like, it's so true that now you have these celebrity people, like young people who become famous through like YouTube or TikTok or something like that, and they become famous for nothing, or they're a celebrity's kid or something, and it's like they're famous for nothing, and then they try and find what they're good at. Like they'll have like those D'Amelio people, there's something to do with TikTok, and it's like they're just famous for nothing, but now they're gonna put them on like a television show and singing and stuff like that when they can neither act nor sing. But it's like people are getting famous first and then trying to find out what they're good at. And it's when in reality, it's obviously like someone who's a good singer should be singing, not someone just because they're famous on an app. Oh, thanks, Beth. That's so sweet. Not that it sucks. Not that, not that the 2 years sucked, but I'm so glad that you found the channel. Honestly, like I say this all the time to my family and my friends because I talk about my YouTube channel all the time. Emily will tell you. And I just cannot, like, could never put into words how much having this channel like means to me. And do I have a million subscribers? No, but I just love our group and love all our chats and reading everyone's comments and stuff. Like those are the best bits for me. Oh my god, those Kardashian people are the absolute perfect example of low talent and just like exorbitant wealth. And then it's also like you see who these people like choose to surround themselves with too. Like that's why I do really like YouTube. I mean, like I said in the beginning, there are major issues with it, and I think that there is huge discrimination against LGBT people, but I do think that it's a platform that you can, like, I saw someone this year that I subscribed to them in the beginning of the year, and I had more subscribers than them at the beginning of the year, and now they literally have like half a million and subscribers, and they literally did it from their bedroom, and they're like 20 or something. They're really young, and they did that all themselves, and it is a lot harder to do that now because you do have like mainstream celebrities coming on and making a channel, and they get like millions of subscribers like that. And YouTube is now focusing more on mainstream celebrities, but there are some really good people on the platform. Like I really over the Christmas break, like I started watching. I've always watched Drew Gooden, but I started watching like Danny Gonzalez, and they're all a bit younger, but they seem like really good people who also use their platform in a really good way to like call bullshit out and also talk about things that matter. And the big thing is it's like they haven't been corrupted by the power and the money, because there's so many people who literally, like, if tomorrow if tomorrow I got 500,000 subscribers, like, I'd like to think that I would still be me and the same person. And that is the case with, like I was saying, like Drew Gooden and Danny Gonzalez. Like, they have literally, I think they have like 9 or 10 million subscribers, but they still seem like very down to earth, relatable people, which is like the whole thing with YouTube is relatability. But there's so many people who are just corrupted by it, like corrupted by the power and the money and the influence, because you see all these people this year, like all those YouTube scandals, and those people are still making money and still getting views. And it's because they've reached that platitude of they are too big to be cancelled, because yeah, they'll lose some subscribers here or there, but they're still making exorbitant amounts of money. Yeah, I do. Hey, Helen. Yeah, I do agree. About Catherine, about having a smaller channel, because even when Gen Q was on, there was a period. It was right around episode like 6, 7, 8, like in September, when we'd had the first couple of episodes and we still had a few episodes to go. And that September month, where it was all new episodes that entire month, like there was a period where I could not keep up with like the comments and stuff, because I have this subscription that I pay for that's called TubeBuddy, and it like it helps you with like data and stuff, and it compares you to other YouTubers and stuff. And normally it'll compare me to like obviously people that are like around my size. But the views that I was getting, like when the L Word was on, literally though it was comparing my views to people who had one of them was Tom Harlock, who has like 1 million subscribers. Like it was crazy. And I like could not keep up with like even if I wanted to, I just couldn't, because every time I would reply to some, I'd reply to 10, 20 would come in, and it was just really, really, really crazy. But obviously, like when the L Word's not on, it's not like that. But yeah, I guess if it was like that all the time, like then how you couldn't really have any interaction with people if it was like that all the time, because it would just be so insane. And then like, now, especially people that come to my lives, like I know you. I can have conversations with you. I know especially people that like comment a lot and or message me on social media and stuff. Like, I know what's going on in your lives. Like, I know who you are and stuff like that. But if you were just constantly having all these comments, like I feel like you wouldn't even register the usernames, because it would just be so much that you wouldn't even know if one person was commenting every single week or not. So I don't know. It must be difficult whenever. I'd say once you get above like 50,000 subscribers, it must start to get difficult to manage it. And then also the other thing is that the more subscribers you get, the more also like bullshit that you get too, because like I've seen a lot of videos of people talking about like how things change when they get bigger and stuff like that, and like hate comments and this and that. And that's why I do really like the size that I'm at, because I feel like I've got the best of everything. Like I still have great people, but I can still have these conversations and things. But there are some of those bigger channels, like, oh my God, there's some really, really awful things written about people. And I know there's really bad things written about me too, but they don't do it in my own comment section at least, like, so it is. I don't know. It is just like a weird thing too. People writing that, like, things like that. Like, I don't know why people seek out stuff they don't like. Christine, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's so generous of you. Thank you. You're an absolute sweetie. 2022 is going to be a good one for us. I just we can use this clip from, hopefully, at the end of this year now, and we can point to this moment and we can say, this was it. This was Christine setting the year off right. And all of us ranting and me talking rubbish as usual. But I do think this is going to be a good year, and it's going to be a good year for our show too. But I don't know. I really think that we're going to hear soon. That's what they keep telling me anyway. So I think by the end of this month, and then realistically, that would line it up good for them going back in March. Because as well, think about it, like when the first season was out, it was January that they announced the renewal. Uh, love you guys too, Christine. Love you all. Oh yeah, Rob and I was talking about that before, about the people. Um, yeah, it is frustrating. Frustrating. But I at least know, like, because I was saying before, like, Evelyn and I go through the same stuff with and actually she, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. What I was saying before was, Robin, that Evelyn actually is getting old Killing Eve videos struck now, and that is a weird the weird thing too is that when they block your videos, they don't actually tell you, like, you have to find out. Oh, yeah, YouTube is hella homophobic, like, hella homophobic. There's, I'm sure you guys know who she is. Amber's Closet, she's, like, one of the biggest lesbian YouTubers. She actually had Kate and Leisha interviewed on her channel, like, in person when season 1 was coming out of Gen Q, and I watched this interview with her. It's from a while ago now, but in the interview, because she's been around for a while, and she basically said that all the stuff with, like, wanting to not have the gay stuff, that all happened when, like, the adpocalypse thing happened, and she said that basically overnight her income went to 3% of what it was before, because most companies won't put ads on gay content. Oh, bye, Amy. Well, there's YouTube doesn't have like a back end thing. It's I don't really. I mean, I do use Twitter, but not tons because it's just so. I feel like Twitter is the worst social media by far. But most people like Instagram is what I use I do have Facebook too, but um that also is getting so all social media is just pretty much an echo chamber. Like even like I know like my Twitter is a perfect example because I only use Twitter for the channel. So like my Twitter is just L word and that's the way I like it because I don't want to be involved in any of that. Like there's so much bad stuff on Twitter and like it's just arguing and fighting constantly. Like that's even the L word one is. So I don't know. There's so much there, like I feel as though there's no I said this to Evelyn today. There's no winning when it comes to drama, basically. Drama or getting into arguments on social media or anything like that. Bye, Savage. Um, there just isn't because no matter what, like if I went on social media right now and said I love the color purple, or I went on and said, I hate the color purple. There's going to be people that come on and agree with me, and there's going to be people that come on and disagree with me. And nothing you will say will like change those people's minds either way on social media. So by like, going on and being so I don't know, people are just nasty on there. So, but there's no winning. And it's the same thing with drama. Like people who are like arguing with this person or arguing with that person or saying something about someone and now, on YouTube it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call them out on Instagram and I'm gonna make a video about them or this or that." Like it's just I'm always like, I am drama free. I just like to talk about the L word, maybe talk about Grey's Anatomy, Harry Potter, anything that's on my tattoo arm, and then we're good. That's it. I keep getting Oh, I was gonna say, so I have some predictions. No, well, things I've noticed in Yellow Jackets for anyone who has well, the 25% of you that have seen it. Um, I've noticed so much symbolism, and this isn't none of this will be spoilerish because oh yeah, I need to close the poll. None of this will be spoilerish because it's just my thoughts. But I think the Antler Queen is Lottie because in episode 6 there was that when she was going outside to see Thingy eating the dirt, she had like the antlers were like perfectly in on her head. And there's loads of symbolism, like from the crash, the burns on Van's face. That was the same thing as the wolves. Um, and Dexter tonight is episode 9. I think Molly is already dead. I think that's why they showed Kurt in last episode when he had like the plastic thing on and stuff, because otherwise why show him like that? And what else? Yeah, I think Dexter and Harrison are gonna kill Kurt. Oh, I have oh, lemon sweat. The lemon ones, I don't know why, but they're out of stock in a lemon color, but I have other colors on there. It's really the company that I use to do my merch. They don't like they're a really big company, you see, so they sometimes they'll just be out of something for like a week, but they are really good. And they normally do get back. But the lemon one, I don't know why it's still out of stock. What is the I mostly go with the black ones. I have added some new actually I have some samples coming. It actually they were supposed to be here before January 1st. I don't know why they're taking so long. I think it's like the post with Christmas and stuff. I had some samples of the Danny and Gigi stuff coming. So I'll probably next live I'll wear those. But I have tons of new merch also. Lots of the Be Nice ones because we should all be nice. And I might add some other show stuff soon. I have loads of Generation Q stuff. Like yeah, that's true, Nakia. About yeah, I do think because like when you line, but I don't think Van is dead. So because there was a I looked at the pictures. Um, the like I used to get them for the L word, so I went into the site and they were there for Yellowjackets. But tomorrow I'll have 2 videos out tomorrow because I'll do um a Yellowjackets like prediction one and theories, and then probably the same for Dexter since it's going to be the finale next week. Yeah, they have there's new ones now because that's why I ordered samples because they like these ones are really comfy and this this one is my favorite. This fit. But they have new ones now that are supposed to be even nicer. They're like they have a tri-blend one, and those are supposed to be like really, really, really nice. So I ordered those as samples. So I'll let you know what they're like. Oh yeah, Betty White. I know. I because literally the other day I saw the magazine cover where she was celebrating her 100th birthday. But that's my nana, who I was like super, super, both my nanas I was really close to. And my nana died last year and she literally turned 100 and died like 3 days later. And she got like the letter from the Queen and the letter from the Prime Minister of Ireland and everything saying, you're 100. The merch sizing is US sizing. But if you're in Europe, you there's like a US location and a Europe location. So when you go, it'll like change it to Europe, so that it's cheaper shipping then. Yeah, I think I can't remember what the name of the new hoodie style is that I did for the Be Nice ones, but they're supposed to be like the best hoodies that they have, because that I well, Kate and Leisha use the same company that I use, because if you look on their some people will be like, I can't believe that you think this, but um when I spoke to their well, I don't know what their job is, but someone who works for them, um, and told them, like, literally a year ago, I was like, "You should do the original L Word," and that's when I said about Teespring, and, they use Linktree as well, which is what I use on Instagram for my links, but this is just my opinion, but don't you think it would be better if on Pants, when they did the reviews, does anybody listen to Office Ladies with Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey? I love The Office. Like, the American one is superior. I don't care what anyone says. And they do. That's originally where I got the idea and told the manager that works for Kate and Leisha that's why they should do the reviews on the podcast. But the way Angela and Jenna do it, it's so much better, because they don't like tell you, oh, this is what happened in the episode. They like will tell you, oh, this is how we filmed it, and like, oh, this deleted scene, and oh, doing this stunt this way. Like, it's really interesting stuff that we would never know if they didn't tell us. So I wish they would do it a bit more like that, like behind the scenes stuff from each episode, rather than, just telling us, oh, okay, now Marina and Jenny kiss, and do you know what I mean? So that's what I think anyway. Maybe I'll send them a message and they'll be like, this fucking bitch again. But it's just because, like, I've started to notice this about, like, that's why I kind of changed the format of the way that I do videos, because in the beginning I was just doing like a recap review, and that's just not I just that's not something I would ever watch. I don't think it's that interesting, because it's way better if it's theories or predictions or things you didn't notice or stuff like that, where you're getting more information. And that's why I just think, like, especially like Kate and Leisha are working on Gen Q now. Like, there's literally nothing out there about the L Word. Like, there's so much stuff that when I talk about it on the channel, because like, I've got a lot of information on Gen Q because people tell me, like, now the people that are working on the show, but there's not tons of information out there about the original L Word. And if they would, sprinkle in some little stuff behind the scenes, or even just how they did things, maybe even talk to other people. Like, that's what Jenna and Angela do, that's really cool too, is that they'll every so often they'll like ask the director of the episode to answer some questions, or if like one of the other actors had like a really big scene that episode, they'll ask them. And again, that like Kate and Leisha are in like a perfect position, because they're working on the show now. So there's people that like the Jenna and Angela, sometimes it's not like a super long thing. Like someone will just record little sound bites for them and they play them. So, and like answering a question. So I just think that would be cool. Tell them and they'll be like, oh, here she is again. Telling us what to do. Oh, was it? Oh, Ellen can fuck off. We're co-opting it. It's ours now. We're gonna use Be Nice. Oh my god, Christine, I'm so sorry that you I'm so sorry that I told you about the interrogation tapes. You were better off not knowing. We were all better off before we knew about the interrogation tapes. That's the thing though, that like because the original L Word was still in that time period where there was like yes, there was the internet, but it wasn't the thing it is now. And that's why there's so much stuff that I don't know, there's loads of people, like tons, that only have recently, within I would say the last 5 years, 10 years even, have discovered the L Word, like, after it's been off the air, and there's not a ton of people who were around when and watched the show when it was on TV, like I did, but and that's why I think it's so fun sometimes telling people, like, silly little things that they did, like our chart. Fuck me, that was fucking horrendous. And the bloody thinking that they were, inventing Facebook with our chart. And there's tons of funny things like that. And I put a tweet out today saying I love thinking about all the queer people that haven't discovered the L Word and how they're gonna discover it this year, and they're gonna be like, the little minds are gonna be blown. Oh, they're on YouTube, Ellie, but they're they're brutal. They're real brutal. When what they did with the interrogation tapes is when the show ended. So the obviously the last season is only 8 episodes, and they marketed it that every week, so every Sunday when the episode would come out, they would put one of those tapes on and release it on Sunday night. So everybody would go and watch it on YouTube and Showtime after the episode had aired. And I just remember, I think it was Bet's one that was last, and it was like the show, like the season had been awful, like fucking horrendous. And then the interrogation tapes were like, just driving the knife in deeper. And then everything was waiting on the spin-off happening. And I think no, yeah, but by the time the show ended, they still thought the spin-off was gonna happen, and when they ended the show, and then there was one interrogation tape left, and I'm pretty sure it was Bet's, and I remember everyone was I remember exactly where I was in my apartment watching the show, and I had like loads of my friends over, and we were gonna go to a watch party after we'd watched it. And I literally remember having the remote in my hand and it go into black, and I was like, "This is it. This is fucking it." And then we went and watched the interrogation tape, and I was so angry. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, oh my god. I still, to this day, I'm like, this is the thing with Showtime though. They cannot end a series well. Like, and maybe this is the secret plan all along, because look, we got the L Word back. So sometimes I'm like, past Ash had to suffer so that present Ash could have Gen Q. But Dexter, ending sucked too. And so they got it back. That's why all these people talk about, oh, will there be another season of Dexter? But it's like, if there is, that defeats the whole purpose of what you're doing with this season, because the ending sucked. So they brought it back to have a limited run to fix the or do a better ending. And if they have another season, then that you have it creating the same issue the original Dexter had, that you're having to constantly top yourself. And then there's all these people saying, oh, there's two endings. Everybody always says that about every TV show, and it rarely happens. Like, everybody always says there's all these secret scenes, and like there's two endings to this. Like, there is not. There's a few scenes from Gen Q season 2, the finale, and from the other episodes too. There's a few scenes that were cut, and in the finale there was a few seconds of scenes, but there wasn't, some totally alternate storyline. Like, all those extra scenes cost time and money. Like, they're not going to be shooting a catalog of endings. Oh my god, I hate season 6 was just brutal. Like, I honestly, I like question all like their sanity. Obviously, they probably were like, "Oh, this is the last season. It's only 8 episodes. Let's get through it." But it's like, how could you do this? Yeah, Ellie, what I did too. This is, I think I said this quite recently too. The when I originally watched season 6, like, it was so bad that I don't think I actually ever rewatched season 6. Like, some of them, I know some of the episodes I did, because like some of the Best Matt and Tina scenes are in season 6. So like, I know I rewatched the episode where they go to the gallery and meet Kelly Wentworth, and there's a few scenes, that I'd watched, but I don't think that I had actually watched the entire like, most of the episodes of season 6. So when last year when I did my rewatch, there was so many episodes that I was like, "Oh my god, I don't think I've seen this since it aired." And it's just, I forgot how, like, I used to always think in my head, like, "Oh, season 3 was the worst, season 3 was the worst." But season 6 was the worst. Like, it was so awful. Oh my god, getting through those episodes, I was like, "Was everyone high?" Like, it was so awful. I haven't seen I don't think the morning show has been renewed, either. Because I feel like I would have heard about, I haven't been, like, actively, the L word, I'm constantly looking, but, um, the morning show, no, I don't think it has been renewed, and that's another one. The last episode of that was fucking terrible as well. Awful. Horrendous. The morning show last episode was so bad, I didn't even do a video on it because I was so angry. So angry about everything. I just don't like, honestly, and the thing is, "Oh, hello." Go for a snack. Um, I feel like with so many of these shows, it's like I go in with such low expectations too, because they do the lesbians so dirty all the time, like, they really do. So I go in with low expectations thinking, but they still ruined it. But honestly, like I will say that I didn't think they would go there with Reese Witherspoon and Juliana Margulies. Like I thought they would do queer, like the usual queer baiting and like with Supergirl, where they're always like, oh yeah, like the subtext that they like Buffy and Faith and stuff like that. But they did go there, but they really ruined it. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were thinking. Oh, soon. Uh, I'll tell you exactly when. Oops. The 12th, I'm going to get. I have my appointment to get my bed. Because I'm getting pretty full over here. So I think it's gonna go. Where's my arm? Was it like here or maybe here? But yeah, I'm getting the rest filled in. Um, yeah, they didn't even have Juliana Margulies in the last episode. Waste. Pure waste. Really, really frustrating. Yeah, so what was I gonna say? I'll finish up in a sec because I've been rambling rambling away for 2 hours. But basically, oh, back from a snack. 2022 is gonna be our year. We are going to have a great time on this channel. There's gonna be so much content that you are gonna just be able to watch videos all day, every day. And yeah, there's if anyone has any recommendations for shows, because honestly, like so many, pretty much all the shows that I watch are gonna be over within the next month. By the end of January, literally February, there's gonna be nothing because Grey's and Station 19 are back till the end of February. And even when they're back, like they're both on the same night. So I mean, I'm hoping also that because if they go back to filming in May, like that's great because then I'll be able to do the videos like I did when season 2 was filming, and those were so fun when we were talking about like the pictures and like guest stars and all that stuff. I really love that. So that would be great, but that's also a long, like we probably won't start getting actual filming and information until June. So I definitely will be looking to cover some other stuff. As I said, my second channel, I will be doing more mainstream stuff. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description box, and those will be like longer videos talking about like more, like I said, like Elizabeth Holmes and stuff like that. But I hope that some of you will join. Oh, Kiwi Pit, that frustrates me to no end too. It's so annoying. Oh, the movie thing that was never went anywhere because they were like, The L Word audience is an L Word movie would never happen. It's way, way, way too small of an audience, unless it was like a made-for-TV movie like Ray Donovan. But they'd also never do it now because they did the show. Work in Progress, no, hasn't been renewed either. If you open the description box here, Beth, I can show you on here. It'll be like Inception, I think, here for a sec. But so if you go down here, it's this one right here. There's like nothing on it yet, but very soon, very soon. I hope within the next week, 10 days to have no worries, Beth. No worries at all. The next 10 days, 2 weeks to hopefully have my first video up, and it will be like it'll be a good decent amount of like an hour or something probably. Oh, hey, Abe. Yeah, and some people talk about other like old stuff, but I will only cover new shows. Like I won't go back and do older shows, just for the simple reason that like no one would watch those videos. Like maybe, a tiny amount of people would, but most likely like people aren't going to go and watch, me talk about Friends or something that's so long ago. So it definitely has to be new stuff that's still on the air. But if anybody has any recommendations, definitely let me know. Because there has to be, especially obviously, I mean, I would prefer if there's at least some gay people in it, but that's not like absolutely mandatory. Like I covered Dexter because I like Dexter, and Showtime too, but there's not any other Showtime shows that I watch. So we shall see. But there's also, new stuff coming out all the time, like Yellowjackets. So I will absolutely be here tomorrow with 2 videos. One on Dexter, one on Yellowjackets. If you haven't seen Yellowjackets, like I said, definitely check it out. It is a really, really good show. And as I said, I have a second channel that I'm going to be doing more mainstream stuff on. So I hope you guys will join me for that. Also, I have a Patreon where I do watch parties with my patrons. Basically, we get together once a month and we mostly been watching the L Word. Then we talk about it. And oh yeah, my merch, as you can see, beautiful merch that I have it all linked in the description box down below. I have Danny and Gigi stuff. I have the Gen Q cast, original cast, Bet and Tina stuff, everything. So you can check that out as well. And also, if you want a good deal on a VPN, ExpressVPN is affiliated with me. So you could just go to www.expressvpn.com/ashsilver and you get some free months. And also follow Miss G and I on Instagram. Miss G is Miss MS Gloria the cat. And you guys know that I'm on there as well, and Twitter and all that stuff as well. Thank you to everyone who came and to everyone who's watching on replay. You are the absolute best. On Patreon, no, I don't actually. I use this software that I use to go live, but I don't actually go live. I send everyone a link and they join. Like it's like like basically they join me on the live pretty much. You don't have to turn your camera on if you don't want to, but it's because it's it's only a really small amount of people that we just do it like a Zoom basically. So I don't have to go live, so the copyright software can't detect. But yeah, so thank you so much for coming. Just love our little chats, and thank you for always letting me ramble. It's a dream come true. And thank you to everyone who checked on me when I had COVID and stuff too. I really appreciate it. Miss G and I love you so much. And 2022, it's going to be our year, Silver Stars. We are going to crush it. And Miss G sends her love as well. She's gone to bed. So make sure to stay safe, take care of yourselves. I love you so, so, so much. And I'll be back tomorrow with a video. So have a good night and take care of yourselves. Bye, guys.